Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, my name's Piers Powell, Head of Products here at Quartus. I do have a silent colleague on the call by the name of Paul Rhodes. His details will pop up later, and we'll also pop that into the chat window, of course. So, who is Quartus? What do we do? What do we look like? So we are a cellular software technology company, an SME, whose real sole purpose is developing mobile core solutions, primarily in the private network space. So by that, we're talking small to medium-sized networks that are typically found within enterprise deployments. We are HQ'd in Camberley, and we've been in operation since about 2009. So we've got a decent history of developing mobile solutions across several technologies. Of course, being a company of that kind of age, we've seen progression from 2G, 3G, 4G, and of course more recently into 5G, and what we're talking about here today. Really, where we've come from is an R&D company that work with our systems engineering folk to tailor solutions and bespoke product and customized software to really fit in with customer needs. Where we come from a piece of software is that it's very small. It's a sub 100 meg footprint, but it has a very high degree of performance. And the idea being is that you can then split and deploy to best fit what the actual solution is. So scale comes from multiple deployment options from being collapsed, or which is really where a single instance of the software is performing all functions, to a distributed version where instances are configured to perform a single role, and also split where the core is geographically spread out, where you may well have user plane elements based at the enterprise site for providing services like local breakout. We have currently well over 2,000 installs across multiple sectors, including all of the typical ones, enterprise, public safety, tactical, and government. And you can imagine where the typical examples are in terms of border security, factories, warehouses, hospitals, care homes. As a point of note, it was good to see AutoWare get a mention in one of the earlier slides. That was a project that Quartus was involved with. We provided the 4G core for that particular consortium bid, so we're more than used to, or certainly experienced of working within that environment. If you can pop to the next slide, please, Richard. So what we have here, that's okay, yeah, back one, that's the one. So just to sort of put that software into some kind of context, here's a few of our product packages. This is where we take the base software and combine it with relevant features for that particular use case, with an applicable shape and size, be that based on transactions per second, number of devices, or number of radios. These are typically delivered as 4G solutions, but of course we're currently working with several radio vendors as we test out our beta 5G non-standalone solution, with standalone being developed right now. ECX Core, the big one in the middle, that's really the flagship product. Around the others are largely based. And that's really your traditional in-building solution. So potentially lots of users, lots of radio, maybe over-the-top services, IoT and the like, and likely to be connected into a local PBX, typical voice services. Edge on the left there is really a bolt-on to core, and that's where your local breakout facilities come in, where you may well have a hosted core, if you like, and then the edge deployments on site, breaking out, again, maybe SIP, maybe secure data, maybe anything that requires that low latency experience as a precursor to 5G. And then finally on the right-hand side, you've got PAC, and that is really based around public safety, anything that may well be deployable in some way, be that in a static environment or maybe in a vehicle. So it's a very, very small form factor, and could even to some degree be installed within the radio itself or on an ARM appliance. So from a fleet of foot perspective, it's very lightweight. That's Quartus in a nutshell. Again, there's our contact details. I'll pop them into the chat window. Many thanks for everyone's time.